You're Near the Wild with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska.
Hi, my name's Matt Becker, and I'm in Costa Rica.
Hello, I'm John Norris. I'm in Anchorage, Alaska.
And I'm Greg Chaille in Bisbee, Arizona.
And this is Near the Wild. Wait, oh, damn it.
I knew it. This is Near the Wild.
Now you do one, John.
This is Near the Wild.
Now everyone at home vote, and we'll figure out which one to put in.
Oh, no, we can edit it. So it's like we, said it at the same time because we're in sync.
Oh, okay. So I should do it too. I'll do one. Ready?
I'm giving you more work.
Wait, what did you say? How did you say it? This is Near the Wild?
This is Near the Wild?
Yeah, he emphasized this.
Well, see, now you're talking
this.
about this. This is CN. Oh, no. This is Near the Wild. See, that's not going to work.
This is Near the Wild.
This really is Near the Wild.
I'll pull it from the last couple of podcasts.
I want you to take a word from every podcast just to make it work. This is going to be a 12-hour project just to get this part edited.
Frankenstein it together. It's already a long project out here because I got a small little road computer, one of these lap books. I don't know. It's the small, tiny ones. And there's only one router in here, and I found out that the wireless system here is the one I installed 10 years ago. So
wow.
Yeah, you don't really get that freedom of moving around like a coffee shop, You got to sit right on the other side of the wall.
Perfect.
So anyway, I mean, these are first world problems. It's not that big of a deal. What did you guys do this week?
I got to think about that. Well, I feel like I didn't do much.
You had at least one Muay Thai class, right?
Yeah, I took a Muay Thai class. And then I worked a lot last week because we had our live television art auction for the PBS station that I am employed by.
You work at public broadcasting.
Yep, I work for
TV.
Alaska Public Media.
What do you do there?
I'm a video producer.
We'll cut this out. I really don't even. I've known you for a couple of years. I don't even know what you do.
I'm a video producer, so I just make videos, lots of web videos and television programs, and then I also direct some live television events.
What was the last thing you directed?
This art auction, one of the nights of the art auction. So I'm basically the guy in the control room, telling the cameras where to go and, switching to, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3.
So is it like you say you're going to go from camera 1 to camera 3? What's the command?
I usually say, camera 3, I'm coming to you in a second. Camera 3's hot. And then, camera 3 knows not to move.
Camera 3, get ready. You're on! You don't even...
Pretty much. I just jump on them with it.
Okay. I worked at Channel 13 in Alaska for a short smattering.
Your Alaska link.
Yes. And there was a little guy who worked there. They brought him in from the lower 48, so I figured he either did something wrong or he was super ambitious and thought he'd turn it around up there. But he was a fucking hothead. And I was working at K-Whale at the time, doing the morning show, producing the morning show. So I was up at 4 and into the station, and then I would go right home and try to go to sleep for an hour, and then go do the 6 o'clock news, and then and I was just doing sound, 6 o'clock news and 10 o'clock news. Then I would go home, so I'd get home around 11:15, and then have to get up and do the morning show
like
again.
4 a.m.
Yeah, it was just it was ridiculous. Yeah, that didn't last long, especially.
But you know what? You're a go-getter. That's you were doing it.
Yeah, you were the guy. You were the guy trying to get the job in Alaska that the guy came up for.
I'm gonna turn this place around.
Well, you know who took his job? No one. It's a computer. Yeah, they figured out they
outsourced it to Kentucky.
They don't. Yeah, there's someone down in Texas that pushes a button and says
exactly.
It just says, "Good job, team. See you tomorrow."
You see the sinkhole in Kentucky where the Corvette Museum. I'm sure I had nothing to do with fracking. You got to expect sinkholes in the Midwest.
Sometimes the ground just collapses in on itself. It's not a big deal.
60 feet is all. It went 60 feet down into a hole, but it did it right in the middle of the museum. 7 cars went in the hole. One was teetering.
There's a museum in Kentucky, and there was
Corvettes. What are the odds?
Like a Corvette museum, And now, do these have wheels on them, or are they just like sitting in someone's yard?
No,
it's in like a big. It's in like a big weird looking dome.
So it's actually a thing where people pay a couple bucks, $2 and they get to go touch the cars.
Sure, they can't touch them, but it's an actual like museum.
Okay.
So this morning, a 60-foot sinkhole falls in it, and 7 of the cars in the main showroom fell in, and one was teetering on the edge. And that one happened to be the last of whatever, some Corvette, 93 something. It's the last one they know exists. And the fire department let them take that one out, but the rest all have to stay in.
Why do they have to stay? I mean, it doesn't go down to like China, right? I mean,
what they're worried about is it turns out it might not be stable around the area either.
Yeah, so they don't want to risk any hardworking firefighters' lives to pull out.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying
unless it's the last Corvette.
I'm not saying get a hero in there.
Why are you anti-firefighter, Greg?
No,
why are you,
John?
Why do you love these Corvettes more than the firemen?
We're in Kentucky, right? You don't think there's a lizard lick style towing that's going to be available to go like, yeah, I'll get it, and
there's
they'll just send some like nephew down there and hook it up to the rear axle or a bumper. And those are fiberglass, so I don't know how that's going to work. But they'll figure it out.
They might not want to do anything until they get some federal aid, because these are some of those states with the conservative representatives that always go, we don't need any federal aid. Well, good. Don't take any then. Just open up bigger golf courses.
This here's a national emergency. We lost 6, almost 7 Corvettes.
We're going to have to cancel prom.
Well, you're going to have to definitely cancel the hayseed parade. Don't they get in a fancy car and put Miss Hayseed down the road or something like that?
I thought that was just a tractor, but they put like the body of a Corvette around the tractor.
Just kind of pushing it along.
And again, a kid fell down and was run over by the Hayseed Tractor Fest. A tragedy. But little Gary Owens III would have really wanted us to keep doing the parade, so there's no reason to stop.
Gary Owens III.
It's always so fucked up name down there. You're like, what? My name's Lewis Carroll III. Gary. What?
I think that's just so they know they can brag that they can count to 3 because there's 3.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, right? Or is it binary? The first one's 0, so there's actually 4 Lewis Carrolls. I don't know. 3
strikes and you're out.
But then it gets complicated because like your nephew is your grandpa, and then you got to start doing some algebra to start figuring out which number you are.
Well, you don't do that until you're middle school.
Why are you called the third? Is your dad, your grandfather were named that? No, I'm the third because that was the third paternity test before you figured out who the father was. I could have been the 5th.
Well, you guys been watching the Olympics at all?
Not one bit. I've missed the whole thing.
Really?
Becker?
I don't have cable or, care.
All right. Well, that's an answer.
But I read about it.
We steal it from the international illegal cable system that you can get if you're not in the U.S. It's amazing.
Becker, you're in Costa Rica. What are you doing? I mean, how do you catch up on it?
We get it live from a live feed out of Russia, so we just can watch it whenever we want. And they rebroadcast it on it too. So anytime we want to watch the Olympics, we're watching. I've watched Shaun White win the same number of medals as I did this year. You know what else is annoying me? Every time they put an article in a goddamn anything, news or any of them, they go, spoiler alert, Shaun White doesn't win a medal. Well, you already read it now, you idiot.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, and then tell me the ending.
Give a beat.
You're supposed to immediately stab your eyes out when you see spoiler alert, Becker.
No, that must be John doing the switching. Spoiler alert. Hey, it's Shaun White didn't win.
That's it. That's me.
Hey, now for the weather.
I didn't have time to blink.
Now for the weather in the South. Spoiler alert. There's going to be an ice storm.
I have read that Alaskans are bummed because Keegan Randall, Alaska's chance at Olympic gold failed to qualify. And now all the stories come out. So I love it when like everyone's really excited because she's going to win a gold medal, but then she doesn't. So all the stories come out about how she still has her honor and she's still a great Olympian.
Like soccer, everyone wins.
Everybody wins.
Yeah. Maybe they can give a gold coin, chocolate coin medals.
Bitcoins.
Yeah. The little chocolate coins that they can give so everyone can walk away with a little bit of Olympic gold.
It's so funny because I mean,
Isn't
ones
that the
are
water in
expected to
Sochi?
Everyone gets a little Olympic gold. They just have to take a drink of water. What were you saying,
yeah,
Becker?
the thing, the whole thing is all these ones that were expected to win, like Shaun White was supposed to not only get a gold, but he didn't get anything. And then you had the other ones that like Keegan Randall was supposed to, get first. If she didn't second, third, that's fine. She took eighth. It's just brutal.
Well, I mean, everyone they've got John. You know this. I mean, PBS is a little different, but I'm sure you've been around. You talk to other people in real TV stations where they talk about prepping it and hyping it and putting a little backstory in there, right?
Oh yeah, that's got to kill your whole broadcast when you send I know Channel 2 here, the NBC affiliate, sends people to the Olympics. So I'm sure they have a couple people in Russia right now. And the story they're supposed to cover is just done after one race.
Well, I would assume that right up until Shaun White pushes off and loses, they have a B and a C story ready to.
Oh yeah, they have the little 5-minute documentary that they produced about how he went from just a kid with nothing to winning gold.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is and then when that doesn't happen, a good producer would probably have something ready to slide in there so we could forget about it real quick because we've got that MTV smash cut edit kind of attention span.
Well, I think they're even sneakier than that because now the big story is Shaun White didn't win a medal, but he gave a sick kid a hug, so he's a hero in our book.
Yeah.
The story is not over. So do you think this kid's sick? Do you think they planted him?
Well, I mean,
I think he was a backup plan. I really do.
It's too bad. Yeah. It's too bad they didn't tie in the Sochi stray dog story to it somehow.
He's not taking home a medal.
It's right
but
there.
He's taking home a bunch of dogs. That's what you do when you don't win a medal. They just give you a bunch of dogs
and a wife. He got a wife, so
everyone gets a wife and a dog when they leave.
Mm-hmm.
So no one. So it is like soccer. Everyone AYSO soccer. Everyone wins.
I don't know. I love all these BuzzFeed lists of the 28 most fucked up things about Sochi.
Yeah.
And all these and how everybody is just hating on these Russian Olympics because obviously it's okay to hate Russia because we've all seen Rocky IV. I don't know.
Well, but, I mean,
Russia hates us. Russia hates us. Don't get it wrong.
There was some human rights issues right before this with them saying
for the last 10 years.
Well, not only that, but to put a fine point on it, I believe Putin was asking the homosexuals to leave the kids alone right before the opening ceremony. I mean, there stuff like that, that might just be purely, well, there is some language barrier there. Let's admit that.
Oh, then,
but at the same time,
we responded with, could you try to leave the vodka alone? And they didn't really like that either.
I don't know. I think they pulled it off, but I mean, throw $51 billion at a problem, see if you can't solve it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's my favorite story too. Is where'd the $51 billion go? Because one guy over there goes, I can't find it.
Well, I mean, a lot of it. I mean, from the article I read in Bloomberg, not that I'm a subscriber, I found it at the bus stop. There's definitely a gross percentage of that going to just putting it in people's pockets. The corruption is as rampant there as it's ever been. But it is interesting that even at $51 billion, that these toilets sitting right next to each other and all the, I don't know. I just think it was pretty interesting that they had so much stuff going wrong and yet they had thrown all this fucking money at it. That's a lot of money.
Hence my reason, put the vodka down. You don't accidentally build toilets side by side.
I knew they would pull it off because I don't know if you've seen this YouTube video, but there's a YouTube video that is Russian produced, and it is a team of bears playing hockey, like actual bears skating around with hockey sticks on ice.
Wait, bears are upright, like real bears, like Russian bears.
Real bears are wearing ice skates and holding sticks and playing hockey. Any country that's capable of that can handle winter.
So did the U.S. send a team?
I think bears should be hibernating, so I don't know if it's the Russian team right now, but it's quite the feat.
I have a 1950s version of monkeys on ice playing hockey, and it's the most amazing thing ever. They high five.
The monkeys high five.
Great teammanship.
I mean, it was the first. I've never seen anything like it. That's video. It's old granny video, but it's real and it's amazing. And I assume that was the first stun gun.
Was that
That's all I could figure.
Was that Costa Rica's bid for the Winter Olympics?
Yeah, yeah. And
we're
they
gonna
did
put this
great.
video together.
We won't build any any stadiums or any kind of facilities, but we do have a monkey high fiving video. Hey Becker, do you is there a link to that?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Send me that link, and John, you send me that link too, and I can put it in the.
Oh, you know what? Go on YouTube, and you can find it under "Gonna Fly Now."
All right, but do it, and then I can put it on the webpage for the podcast, and then they can just click right on it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
See, look at this. Just because Sochi is having the Winter Olympics, we are now going to bridge that gap between man and animal high fiving. Well, man laughing his balls off at animals high fiving, doing human things. Same thing.
It's a wonderful world.
Just one more thing on Sochi. They keep showing that big iceberg type stadium. That I don't know if it's the main one or what. And there's right in front of it are like 3 palm trees. And they keep talking about the weather being 45, 50 degrees over there. And I think that is exactly what it should be. Why does it need to be -5 when a lot of these events are indoors, or they can do some kind of free-on underneath where there's like the downhill? Just fucking freeze the track, right? I mean, if you go to your refrigerator right now, you can get a cold drink. It's not because you loaded ice into a big hopper at the top. It's because we have the technology, right? Shouldn't Costa Rica have the Winter Olympics?
Yes.
100%.
See, I mean, that's the thing. Look, how many people are going to want to go somewhere where it's fucking 5 below all the time? This is the best thing ever.
You know
balmy,
what? You give me $51 billion, I will do it.
Exactly. But that's my point, is that they keep talking about, like, it's pretty crazy. It's the Winter Olympics, and it's going to be 60 degrees. It's like, that is a postcard for Sochi. Everyone's going to want to go there.
Well, it is a summer resort.
Yes, it is.
And they do all the all the skiing and stuff are in the mountains like an hour or so out of Sochi,
40
right?
minutes away. But I mean, crazy like a fox, a Russian fox, Putin. He's letting everyone see these palm trees, stand of palm trees in front of the Winter Olympics stadium, and then they take a panoramic of the Black Sea and people laying out on the shore during the Winter Olympics. I could have
lived without that.
It's great, man. The Winter Olympics should be in balmy weather because we have the technology, right?
I agree.
No,
we have wrist cell phones now. Come on.
You can ski in Dubai, for God's sakes.
Exactly.
The best of the Sochi Olympics, though, ever. You see what Molson did? Team Canada.
Molson beer.
Yep. They flew over vending machines full of Molson beer, and you have to use your Canadian passport to open the door.
To select the beer, you have to have a Canadian passport.
That's the only thing to open the door.
That's awesome.
Brilliant.
So how much does it cost for a Canadian passport?
I don't know.
Come on, Becker. I figured you'd be selling them online already.
How hard it would be to kill a Canadian athlete.
I mean, we should all have Canadian passports in case we get sick.
Absolutely. Well, that's been my last 7-8 days. Well, ever since the Super Bowl ended on Monday. I caught something, and and that coupled with it being, 65, 70, it's going to be 80 degrees this weekend. The dry air out here has just wreaked havoc on my sinuses. And I've been down all week.
Are you still on your juice diet?
I'm still juicing like 1 or 2 meals a day with juice.
So it's wreaking havoc on your immune system is what you're saying.
Not the juicing. Juice. No, that's not it. It's the dry weather out here. It's really, and then, hanging out and drinking for 4 to 5 days prior to the Super Bowl. That didn't help.
Have you tried bacon?
I will give bacon a try, Becker.
Yeah. Whenever I get sick, I just go bacon. They go, that's probably not going to help you because it's not going to hurt me.
Now, do I eat it or do I shove it down my nose and then slide it out my mouth and kind of like lubricate?
Fill up a neti pot with bacon grease.
Lubricate the cavity. Is that what we can do? I mean, I'm at the point. I'll try anything right now. So
don't blend it. Yeah. Hey, you're like what are you, Michael Landon when he was dying of cancer. How about we do coffee enemas? See if that helps.
Coffee enema. Ugh. See, that sucks because
Remember, it was on Tonight Show going, I have untreatable prostate cancer, and they would stop treating me in the U.S. So I started going down to Mexico, and they're giving me coffee enemas. I never felt better. He died a week later, but he was wide awake for the interview.
Touched by a barista.
Oh my God. So we are in the throes of the last week of Becky. She's going to fly home then soon.
Your wife is with you in Costa Rica, where you guys spend every winter, and she's heading back home soon, and you stay a little bit longer, right?
Yep. I take care of everything else.
Make sure the affairs are in order before you leave.
We've got a new power line. Our old power line went bad, so we got a new power line buried underground. And that wasn't so bad. And then other than that, it's just like I said, it's adorably hot right now. It's like 80 to 90 degrees every day.
Wow. Is there any fear of them taking that power line? Do people snip the lines and pull them, or is that just at the homes?
They could if you were in a more remote area, I think. But I live right by people, so people would see them and know them. And they would know them too, so it'd be awkward for everybody.
Is it the same guy who sells the wire that ends up stealing the wire? It's just this revolving door of commerce.
How much wire you need? Hey, I have exactly that amount.
That's funny. That's exactly what you ordered last season. You know, why don't we, instead of taking it off the spool, just put it in your yard and then I'll come by and pick it up later.
It's great down here, though. Yeah, I mean, I have something go wrong. I mean, we know somebody of every kind that will do something, and so they do it. And Becky and I, we stayed up late last night, so it's very rare that we stay up too late, but we stayed up a while last night. And we were both sleeping soundly when the phone rang early in the morning and said, hey, they're going to come finish that wire up, so they're going to hook your house for about an hour and a half. That cool this morning now?
Oh, once again, like John switching. Hey, we're thinking about get ready for the power change. Changing now.
Yep.
Yeah. Doing it now.
Immediately. Phone cuts out. Power's gone.
Yeah, it was a classic Costa Rica thing. So we were like, yeah, I guess we could. And then I realized, did we make ice? Did we cool the house down at all? And then they have to go in the bedroom to do it. So Becky was out in a hammock sleeping for most of the morning.
Oh, torture. Tracy and I went out and visited the Beckers a couple times, and we were staying out there one night. I remember that big pit. Remember you had someone came with a bulldozer and dug what looked like you could put like a garbage truck in. It was a big open pit.
It was a recreation of the Bowling Green Corvette Museum.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's actually about 15 by 20 by 15 feet down, 20 feet down.
I mean, if you fell in, someone would have to get a ladder for you to get out. And that made it even more interesting when you went to go take a leak in the middle of the night. We were throwing garbage and stuff in there for the longest time. And then when you set that thing on fire, I mean, that's a testament to where you can do whatever the fuck you want. That's for sure. But that flame, I still remember how it was like, this might get out of control. It was just, and it weren't like neighbors coming over and throwing stuff in there too, and it just got.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, they don't have a dump down here, so you have to take care of your own garbage, and because we come down for a short period, but also all the cuttings from the whole year they throw in there, so that way, when they chop the lot and stuff, all the brush goes in there. So we haven't burned it yet this year. That's what we're gonna figure out when to do that. Becky goes out like on Sunday, so we got to figure out maybe Saturday we'll set the thing ablaze.
That's a good time.
And you just have a big, just like a big bonfire.
It's bigger than a bonfire.
Well,
it goes about 30, 40 feet in the air.
You can see it from the space station, so it's rather large.
I love it.
Every year you light it and you're going, oh, this will be fun. And then there's that point. Doug was down here one time. We threw aerosol cans in it and they blew up. And I found one of the aerosol cans about a foot from the house. So, and it's about, I don't know, I'm horrible with measurements, something in meters.
It's about 70 yards, 70 yards.
Yeah, at least. And and it blew that far. But we were giggling like girls till those cans started popping. Boom, boom, and huge fireballs.
You got to count them like rounds in a revolver. How many went off? How many went off? Did you count 6 or 5?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, about an hour later, boom, one more goes off.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck, we miscounted.
I mean, that's how big that pit was. You could really throw whatever you want in there, and it might go now, it might go later.
That's what I always tell people, don't piss me off. Nobody's looking in a garbage pit for your stupid body.
So after taking these Muay Thai classes for a couple weeks now,
You got a gift certificate from your girlfriend.
yeah,
For some lessons in Muay Thai that
Yep.
you drunkenly expressed an interest into doing some kind of martial arts because you were watching
Absolutely.
a martial arts film. And now you've got a gift certificate that you're trying to burn.
and now I have to go and actually do it.
Okay.
And so after taking these classes for a little while, doing a little bit of sparring, a little bit of just like technique stuff, lots of sit-ups. I finally like YouTubed Muay Thai and watched like some actual Muay Thai fighting. I don't want to do that. It is terrifying. Oh my God. It's like they just show these guys getting elbowed in the face and like kneed in the chin.
And then
This
Yeah.
so you're watching
Yes.
you're watching something that on YouTube that you should be doing in your class? Is it did the class?
that I guess they're training me for, but I don't feel like I'll ever be at that point where I will be cool with taking an elbow in the forehead.
Hey, Space Monkey, what did you think you were training for?
Wait, this isn't a pillow fight class, John.
Well, I thought it'd be more like I don't know, like those karate. Like you ever seen like a little kid get their karate belt
Yeah.
where they just have to like punch the air and like bow at the end and they get like a yellow belt? I thought it was gonna be like that, but apparently Muay Thai is a lot more brutal. But what I don't get is they like when they fight like professional fights, they wear like boxing gloves.
Or the pads with like the like peasant gloves with the fingers off, right?
Yeah. They wear like gloves for their hands, but not their knees and elbows.
Yeah, and like
So,
you,
like,
and like you
If
said,
you look up top 10 like Muay Thai knockouts or something, it's all just people catching elbows and knees in like the temple and like the chest, and they are, like I think they die at the end. I think that's how every Muay Thai fight ends. They die.
Oh, guess what? We have an opening at the 3:00 class if you're interested.
I don't think I'm at any risk of advancing too quickly, but
you're not going to
I-
show up to the skills assessment class before you graduate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not going to look at me and be like, "This is a natural talent. We got to throw him in the ring right away." But I don't think I want to progress to that level.
Well, as the guy getting his nose broke. But what if you could be the guy
Yeah.
breaking a nose?
I don't think I have that in me. I think I'd feel bad immediately.
Yeah, you're going to have to really figure out what you want to do with this.
I mean, John,
You sound like every counselor I've ever had.
John, we just
You
want
got
you
to really figure out what you want.
we just want you to be happy and we want you to excel in what you do, but you really got to think about what are you doing with your life? Are you going to be an MMA broken nose fighter or not?
I understand some people play frisbee golf for a living, but it's a very few people, John.
There's way more opportunity for you to be a broken nose Muay Thai.
There are less people willing to go risk getting their skull crushed.
So, and then that's in economics, we call that supply and
What do you
demand.
even use this for? What do you use it? Like once you're past security gates where you know there's no weapons, you're a security guard now or something? Because
I'm a
I can't
weapon.
figure
I'm
out-
a weapon, Becker. That's what you don't understand.
all right,
There
from
is-
how far?
there is no security for this.
You know, Becker, now we are cleaning up on the information here because now we know that the only person who's actually going to be a threat in Muay Thai has to have their nose laying to either the left or right cheek. Because then we know they've at least gotten past the assessment class.
Yeah.
You make it sound like you made it up my driveway. I mean, you're not getting your knee or elbow anywhere near me. Maybe the corners, but not me.
He's like the ice skaters in Sochi that throw their skate way out in front to cross the line first.
Yes.
Do I pass, Sensei?
Make-
You're in the parking lot, John. You have to come in the building.
yeah.
A win is a win.
Oh.
Doesn't matter how.
I think next year around Christmas, you should watch Robot Wars.
So I could fight robots or build them.
No, you can build them. Then you can just
I
sit
don't
on
know.
your couch
Sounds
and
like
do what
there's
you're doing.
math.
Whatever you do, don't watch Gator Boys. She gets
noodling. Every
she
time
gets
I
crazy.
watch something, I'm gonna start taking classes.
She gets
I'm gonna
some
watch
crazy.
some Oklahoma noodling.
Oh, there you go. Now see, there's one. You could do that. Oh no,
Noodle.
that's with the catfish. I thought it was eating a bowl of noodles.
No,
You're already set for
would,
that.
I would dominate at that.
I thought it was spooning with an Asian woman. That's the Alaska thing with the weather where you had the warm weather. I didn't realize that Seward had 61 degrees in January.
Yeah, they broke all sorts of records for.
Yeah, but that's unheard. January 61.
Yeah,
She said they'd be lucky to get that in June.
Seward's up for the next Winter Olympics. They finally threw their hat in.
Palm trees.
If they can get a palm tree to live down on Main Street.
I'm gonna go down to Seward and start shooting the stray dogs. Just getting ready.
Hey, what do you guys make of this weather thing? I mean, do you guys think that this is attached to anything, or do you think this is cyclical?
My problem with all the weather arguments always is the same, is that when we break a record from 1851 for the hottest day or the coldest day, you got to go, well, was it global warming in 1851?
True, because, I mean, we are quite a distance from 1851, and it took that long to break that record. And that's my point, is like, doesn't this just seem like it's cyclical? Because weather patterns.
I saw I think it was the comedian writer Stephen Merchant recently. I saw him say something like, well, even if it's not global warming, climate change, what if we just pretended it was just in case? What's the worst that will happen?
Well, our taxes will go up, jackass.
Or
we just all die. I don't know.
We won't be able to drill for oil on Staten Island.
Or Montana.
I don't know. I guess maybe I'm an idealist, but I'd be willing to pay some extra taxes to maybe stop climate change.
But you're not going to stop it.
You can't stop climate change.
You're not going to stop it.
I mean, half the country doesn't even think it exists.
I mean, not the parts in the South, because they currently don't have power.
Yeah, since a snowstorm 3 weeks ago.
No, they got that ice storm coming through. It's taking out everything.
Yeah,
ice is one of the worst things you can have.
Well, living in the South is the worst.
Well, yeah. I mean,
ice while living in the South, that beats it. That makes it that much more intolerable.
But they did exactly what I said, though. They looted they didn't loot it, but they wiped out all the store shelves of food. Because, folks, we might not have anything to do until Friday.
Yeah.
So if you people need to stock up on everything you'd ever need till Friday.
I noticed that too. I was looking at the TV there, and I see all the shelves all cleaned out. And the one thing that's still there, tortillas. What?
Those
Dude,
will be gone when the guys come to fix all the damage. Speaking of fixing the South, Ray Nagin got found guilty of 20 charges
of bribery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for his Katrina repair effort. Turns out a lot of people in New Orleans got raped after Katrina too.
Convicted Wednesday of accepting bribes and free trips from contractors.
Oh, and money laundering and wire fraud. So he gets 20 years, roughly. So
bribes worth more than $500,000. Various criminal acts.
Wow, this guy was like the hero for a while, right?
That's the problem with heroes.
They all need to pay bills.
That's it. Sorry, Ted Stevens.
Well, I mean, he fixed it, right?
Fixed what?
He didn't have to go to jail.
His cabin in Girdwood, is that what you're talking about?
He didn't have to go to jail.
He fixed that.
No, I mean, it's just everyone. I mean, they're all corrupt. There's no way they're not corrupt. The only thing you have to do is make sure you're friends with the more corrupt guys so you don't get charged.
Yeah. That reminds me, House of Cards is coming up, the new season.
I didn't finish the first one.
You got to get on there, John. You got to catch up. It's so good. Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey annoys me in that show.
Really?
Oh no, he's great.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
Foghorn Leghorn impression.
If someone, I
didn't you see Midnight Sun or whatever the hell that was? Midnight Sun, Oil Sun.
What
was the one he did? It was whatever. What was it? The movie he did down south.
I don't know. John.
American Beauty.
American Beauty.
No, it was like Midnight's. What was that? The kid dies. The kid dies at his house, and he's a rich Southern from Louisiana.
Oh, Garden.
It's
or
a
Midnight in the
William
Garden of
Faulkner.
Good and Evil.
There you go.
John Cusack, is he in that movie?
I think John Cusack was in
because
that.
he's a prosecutor.
Yeah. And what was the point?
The point was is
Yeah.
that's where he perfected that accent.
Oh, where
Nailed
he was
it.
where he was paid to learn how to talk like in a regional dialect.
Where is he from in House of Cards? What isn't he Ohio? Isn't he a
I don't,
senator from Ohio?
I think it's Pennsylvania.
I don't know.
Only to be controversial.
Representative.
Oh, you know what else is good on Netflix is that Hemlock or was it?
What?
South Carolina. South Carolina.
Oh,
dystopian.
yeah, that makes sense because of tobacco, right?
Mhm.
He's got it. That anyway. That show's getting better, and
All right, I'll finish. I only got like 2 episodes left for the season, so I'll finish season 1 in time.
And just one more thing that I just discovered, and we'll circle back to you, Becker. What you were going to say? There's something on HBO. And I know, John, you don't have cable, but maybe you can spend a night at someone's house. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do, but you gotta
Slumber party.
You gotta go see this HBO series that's out with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson called True Detective.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that, and I am working. I'm working some people right now trying to get their HBO Go login.
Oh, that's good, and that
So-
means if you've got a TV hooked up to a internet ready cable TV,
Yeah.
or you get one of those. You guys heard of the Comcast? Not Comcast. Have you heard of the
Chromecast.
Chromecast?
I have one. It's fantastic.
Now that thing, if you can find somewhere, it's YouTube. They'll pull it too quick. Anyway, yes, it's worth it. It's worth jail time.
Or you
John.
can get an Apple router and it'll just do it.
Apple TV, yeah,
There are so many ways.
yes. So I mean, that is a good one. I just discovered that. Doug was out of town, and I was seeing some of the recordings he had on there, and there were 3 episodes, and burned through those in one night. It was fantastic. And you're only 3 in, so you're not that far out. It's not like
Okay,
you have to
I'm gonna
dedicate a
find it.
day. Actually, it's 4 now. Anyway, it's good. Becker, you've been catching up with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's been hitting that. And then we watched Hemlock Grove, and it's kind of like a Twin Peaks. It's like a Twin Peaks with a weird vampire werewolf angle in it, but it's pretty good.
Are the vampires and werewolves having sex?
Not together, no.
What channel is this on?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's a Netflix.
Oh,
original.
so there could be some gratuitous
Original.
sex. Maybe that's it. We get the werewolf to bang the she vampire.
That's what I'm trying to breed. The ultimate monster, the vampire werewolves, these vamperdoodles.
Vamperdoodle?
Yeah, it's like a hybrid dog.
Like a labradoodle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vamperdoodle. Wouldn't it be a werewadoodle? I mean, you're going cross species, right?
Either way.
Well, a werewolf for part of the time, it's a dog or part of the canine family, right?
Westminster's taking mutts now.
Hey, John,
Maybe you guys.
I'm just trying to make sure you at least stay on the road with science on your side. Don't get into the goblins and the fairies.
This science has not been done yet.
I mean, I don't want you
This is
coming
a
back,
brand new theory.
going back to the drawing board and coming back to me and Becker and going, "Hey, here's a pixie doodle. You get a fairy."
I'm more of a rogue scientist. I don't really subscribe to the empirical method, so I just kind of go my own route. And
Well, it sounds like you're well on
Whatever
your
you
way.
do,
let me
whatever you do,
create.
don't try to crossbreed it with one of those kids that plays Dungeons and Dragons because they don't have sex.
Yeah, the species will die as soon as you create it.
You'll have to hand breed them like a bulldog.
Hand breeding is a business I want to get into.
Be pulling up the Taco Bell apron to milk. Oh, no. Forget it. I'm sorry I said that.
Sorry, dumb Starbucks. You missed your boat. That was the funniest story, too. Dumb Starbucks. It turns out it was just for a dumb TV show.
Have you seen the show? The show's really
No,
funny.
I haven't.
What
Is
is
it good? No.
It's called Nathan for You, and it's this guy Nathan Fielder who just goes to businesses and pitches them ideas to make their business better.
Wait a minute. This guy, Nathan, he has like a pedigree. He's got a degree in business from like an Ivy League school or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I mean, he's educated and he comes
Canadian. And I just started watching. I watched a couple episodes yesterday, and there's one episode where he goes to a funeral home and tries to pitch them on the idea of having a service where you can hire actors for your loved one's funeral. Him casting the actors is one of the funniest things I've seen in a while.
Is it a YouTube thing?
It's on Comedy Central, and they have all the episodes are online right now.
Nathan for You.
So did you look this up because of dumb Starbucks?
No, I actually I've known about the show, but I'd never seen it, and but I think they just put all the episodes online because of the dumb Starbucks thing, because he's the guy behind dumb Starbucks,
and that just got in the news.
Yeah, that just hit the news. So I think Comedy Central is trying to capitalize on that by putting all of the episodes online.
Well, that's what the whole thing was about. Was he said, "I'm doing it to try to get publicity."
Yeah, I guess it worked.
Well, you know what?
Because now he's on Near the Wild.
Yep.
You're welcome, Nathan.
I know we would have been talking.
I guess that we'll put that as John's pick for the week. His meeting.
Nathan for You.
Nathan for You.
All right.
Excellent.
Claw of Shame is my favorite episode. So
all right.
Good place to start.
All right.
I will definitely take a look at that, and I'll put the links up with the monkeys high fiving and the Bears playing hockey.
Hockey.
Bears playing hockey.
Yeah.
Don't short these Bears. They learned to skate for this.
All right. So send me those
amazing.
links.
Well, you know what? It's been another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Matt Becker.
I'm John Norris.
And I'm Greg Chaille.
Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's backyard bus. Engineered by me, Greg Chaille.
This is Near the Wild.
Goodbye.
See that?
Perfect.